Alright, this is vital tutorial. We are still under differentiation. In today's class, we'll be looking at product rule, and we'll be solving the below questions. And before I go into that, I will want us to know product rule. Y equals to UV. If Y equals to UV, product rule. I've already proved this. I've proved chain rule, how we arrive at the formula for chain rule. I also proved how to arrive at the formula for product rule. So I encourage us to watch the proof. For that, they can ask you in your exam. So Y equals to UV. So if Y equals to UV, the Y over the S is equals to V du ds plus U dV ds. So this is the product rule. This is the product rule. Please take note of that. Take note of that. So now let's start with solution number 1. Question number 1 is, let's say find the derivatives of the following. Question number 1 is y plus 2s into 1 minus s. If we have been following our previous video on the chain rule, I started with chain rule. For product rule, for the chain rule rather, I told you the first thing you are going to do is to equate all your questions to y. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'll say y should equals to 3 plus 2s into what? 1 minus what? S. And you will agree with me that this and this, they are in form of what? Products. Do you understand? So before you can show that something is, before you know what type of rule you are going to use, this chain rule, you know chain rule is used for the derivative of a function that has power. Yes. So now for product rule, it's talking about the multiplication of two things. Now u multiply v. Do you understand? And you look at this bracket is multiplying this bracket. So let's go step by step how we are going to do this. So now this question number 1, the first thing you are going to do is you will say let u. You know we have u and v there. So you will say let u be equals to what? 3 plus 2s. And v equals to 1 minus what? S. Then the next thing you are going to do, you know from our question we have our u and we have our what? V. So we need the u, the s, we need the v, the s. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to differentiate u in respect to what? S. So we are going to say the u over the s. The u over the s, you differentiate 3. If you differentiate 3, you are going to get 0. Differentiation of any constant is what? 0. And if you differentiate 2s, you are going to have what? 2. I know this is 2s. From our formula, if y equals to s to the power of n, the y over the s is equals to what? N minus what? N to the power of n minus 1. And now for us to differentiate 2s, now you know s here is to what power? It's raised to the power of what? 1. So if you want to differentiate this, you know we use n to multiply the coefficient of this s here. So we are going to say 1 times 2 is what? 2. To the power of s to the power of, you know it's to the power of 1, then you subtract 1. 1 minus 1 is what? 0. So we have 2 to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is what? 1. 1 times 2 is what? 2. So this is how we arrive at what? 2. So now let's differentiate v. The v over the what? S. You want to if you differentiate this, if you differentiate 1, you have what? 0. If you want to differentiate minus s, you are differentiating minus s. I'm just explaining this. If you differentiate minus s, now s here is also raised to the power of what? 1. It's raised to the power of what? 1. So the y over the s here will give us 1 times minus 1 here. The coefficient of s here is minus 1. So 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. S to the power of 1 minus 1, which is equals to minus 1. S to the power of 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. 1 times minus 1 is what? Minus 1. So if you differentiate this, you are going to have minus 1. Now that we now have we have our u, we have our v, we have our du, ds, we have our dv, ds. So we can now apply product rule. Then we get our derivative for this, y over ds, which is equal to what? V du ds plus what? U dv ds. So what is v? What is v? V is what? 1 minus s. 1 minus s multiplied by du ds. Du ds is what? 2 plus what is u? What is u? U is what? 3 plus 2s. 3 plus 2s multiplied by ds. Dv ds. What is dv ds? Dv ds is what? Minus 1. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to open this bracket now. We use 2 to multiply this. If we multiply 2 times 1 is what? 2. 2 times minus s is minus 2s. Plus minus 1 times 3 is what? Minus 3, right? Okay. Minus 3. Minus 1 times 2s is minus 2s. So if you open the bracket now, you are going to have 2 minus 2s. Plus multiply everything here. You still give us minus 3 minus 2s. So now the next thing we are going to do here is we are going to collect like terms. We are going to collect the like terms, and if you look at this, we are having 2 here, we are having 3 here, and we are having 2s here, we are having 2s. Sorry, we are having 2s here, we are also having 2s here. So let's collect the like terms. We are going to have 2 minus 3 minus 2s minus 2s. So which is equals to 2 minus 3 is what? Minus 1. And minus 2s minus 2s is minus 4s. So dy over the s is nothing but what? It's nothing but minus 1 minus 4s. So this is our answer. Or you can factor out minus. If you factor out minus, you'll be left with 1 plus 4s. So that is our answer for question number 1. I hope you understand this. So the next question, question number 2. Question number 2. Question number 2. Okay. First question number 2. Question number 2 is we say let y equals to what? 1 minus 2s plus 3s squared into 4 minus 5s squared. So now you see this one is one bracket, this one is another bracket. First thing you do also, just same step. Let u equals to what? 1 minus 2s plus 3s squared, and v should be equals to what? 4 minus 5s squared. You get that? So now the next thing we are going to do is we differentiate u in respect to what? S. So the u over the s. Now let's start with this. If we differentiate 1, we are going to have 0. If we differentiate minus 2s, we have minus 2. If we differentiate 3s squared, we are going to have 2 times 3, 6, subtract 1, we are going to have 6s. So let's differentiate the v in respect to what? S. So if we differentiate v in respect to s, if we differentiate 4, you are going to have 0. If you differentiate, you are going to have minus 10s. I hope you get that. So now let's follow the formula now. The y over the s. The y over the s is equal to what? V du ds plus u dv ds. So which is equals to what is v? This is v. V is 4 minus 5s squared. 4 minus 5s squared multiplied by du ds. This is du ds, which is minus 2 plus 6s. So this is it. Plus u. What is u? What is u? What is u? U is 1 minus 2x, 1 minus 2s plus 3s squared. How do you get this? Multiplied by dv ds. What is dv ds? This is dv ds, which is what? Minus 10s. I hope you get that. So now the next thing is to clear the brackets. let's clear the bracket. If we are clearing the bracket, we use this to multiply this. We use this to multiply. I hope you know all these steps. So let's start with this. 4 times this is going to give us minus 8. Minus 8 plus 4 times 6s, that is 24s. So minus 5s squared times minus 2, that is positive 10s squared. And this times 6, that is 30, minus 30s cubed. How do you get that? So now plus, let me open this bracket. Minus 10s times 1 is minus 10s. Minus 10s times this is positive 20s squared. How do you get that? So minus 10s times 3s cubed, that is minus 30s cubed. How do you get that? So now which is equals to let me open the bracket first. Minus 8 plus 24s plus 10s squared minus 10s cubed plus multiply by everything will still give us everything. So we are going to have minus 10s plus 20s squared minus 30s cubed. So now let's collect the like terms now. Do we have any like terms here? We only have 8 minus 8 here. Let's write minus 8. 24s, we have 10s here. 24s minus 10s, that is 14s plus 14s. We have 10s squared. 10s squared plus 20s squared, that is 30s squared. And minus 10s cubed minus 30s cubed is nothing but what? Minus 40s cubed. So this is our final answer for question number 2. It shows that y over the s is equals to this. How to get that? So let's answer question number 3 now. Question number 3. 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 We say let y equals to s squared minus 3s plus 5 into 2s minus 7. So first thing we are going to do is we are going to say let u equals to what? S squared minus 3s plus 5, and v should be equals to 2s minus what? 7. And the next thing is we are going to differentiate u in respect to what? S. If you differentiate s squared, you are going to have 2s. If you differentiate minus 3s, you are going to have minus 3. If you differentiate 5, you are going to have 0. So the v over the s is equals to what? If you differentiate 2s, you are going to have 2. Differentiate minus 7, you get what? 0. So now let's follow our formula. The y all over the s is equals to what? V du ds. V, what is v? What is v? V is 2x minus 7 multiplied by du ds. Du ds is 2s minus 3. 2s minus 3 plus u. What is u? U is s squared minus 3s plus 5. S squared minus 3s plus 5 multiplied by the VDS. What is the VDS? The VDS is what? The VDS is 2. No need of bracket there. So the next thing is to what? Clear the bracket now. So it means the y over the s is equals to 2s times 2s, that is 4s squared. And 2s times minus 3, that is what? Minus 6s. Minus 7 times 2s, that is minus 14s. Minus 7 times minus 3, that is positive 21. Plus 2 times s squared, that is 2s squared. 2 times 3s, that is what? 6s. 2 times 5, that is what? 10. Then the next thing is to collect the like terms. We have 4s squared here, we have 2s squared here. 4s squared plus 2s squared, that is what? 6s squared. Hope you get that. So now you have minus 6s minus 14s. If you add this, that is minus 20s minus 6, that is minus 26s. And this is 21 here plus 10, that is 31. So divide the s is equals to what? This. So question number 4. Question number 4. Question number 4. Question number 4 is y equals to 3s squared plus 1 into 2s plus 1. So the first thing you are going to do is you say let u equals to 3s squared plus 1 and v equals to 2s plus 1. Then the next thing is differentiate u in respect to s. So you are going to have the u over the s, which is equals to 6s. 6s. And if you differentiate v in respect to s, the v over the s is equals to, if you differentiate this, you are going to have 2. So the next thing is to use our product rule, which is dy over the s equals to v du ds plus u du ds. So dy over the s will be equals to v. What is v? V is 2s plus 1. 2s plus 1. Then du ds is 6s. 6s plus u. What is u? U is 3s squared plus 1. 3s squared plus 1. Multiply by the VDS is 2. So the next thing is to clear the bracket. 6s times 2s, that is 12s squared. 6s times 1 is 6s plus 2 times 3s squared, that is 6s squared plus 2 times 1, that is 2. So do we have anything to add together here? Yes. 12s squared plus 6s squared is nothing but 18s squared plus you only have 6s plus 2. So this is 18s squared plus 6s plus 2. Yeah, yes, the plus. Thanks.